What does a millionaire look like to you? This question might conjure up images of luxury cars, designer clothes, and extravagant mansions. But often, the reality is far from this stereotype. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The book, The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley explores this very concept, dismantling our preconceived notions of what it means to be a millionaire. You see, many millionaires are not the flashy, ostentatious individuals we often see portrayed in the media. They aren't necessarily driving the latest model sports car or living in a sprawling mansion. Surprisingly, many millionaires lead rather frugal lifestyles. They save more than they spend, they invest wisely, and they think long-term. In his book Stanley, through extensive research and interviews with thousands of millionaires in the United States, uncovers the true nature of wealth. He presents compelling anecdotes and statistical data that reveal a different side of the millionaire lifestyle, one that is characterized by wise financial decisions, careful money management, and quite often, a modest way of living. Take, for instance, the story of a successful entrepreneur who, despite having a net worth in the millions, chose to live in a middle-class neighborhood and drive a used car. This individual embodied the essence of frugality, preferring to save and invest his money rather than spend it on a lavish lifestyle. Or consider the tale of a self-made millionaire who built her wealth not through a six-figure salary, but by consistently saving a significant portion of her modest income and investing it judiciously over many years. She chose to live well below her means, avoiding unnecessary debt, and prioritizing savings and investments. These stories, although surprising to some, are not uncommon. They illustrate that wealth accumulation is often not about earning an extraordinary income, but about making smart financial choices, living modestly, and thinking long-term. So, it turns out, the millionaire next door could be just that. Your neighbor in a modest house, driving a used car. Now you might wonder, how does someone amass such wealth without showing it off? Well, it's all about the mindset. The book, The Millionaire Next Door, uncovers the common traits and financial habits of millionaires. And it might surprise you. It's not about flashy cars or extravagant homes. Instead, it's about living frugally, saving diligently, and investing wisely. Firstly, entrepreneurship plays a significant role. Many millionaires are self-made, building their wealth from scratch. They're not afraid to take calculated risks, to fail and learn from their mistakes. They're driven by passion and perseverance, fully committed to their ventures. It's not just about the potential financial rewards, but the satisfaction of creating something of value. Next, careful financial management is key. Millionaires are often meticulous with their money. They budget carefully, avoid unnecessary expenses, and prioritize savings. They understand the power of compound interest and the importance of putting their money to work. It's not about how much you earn, but how much you keep and grow. Moreover, forward-thinking investment is a hallmark of a millionaire's mindset. They don't chase quick riches or gamble with their hard-earned money. Instead, they adopt a long-term investment strategy, looking for stable returns over time. They understand the importance of diversification, spreading their investments across different asset classes to mitigate risk. It's also worth noting that many millionaires are lifelong learners. They're constantly seeking knowledge and ways to improve, not only in their financial life but in all aspects of their life. They understand that wealth is not only about financial prosperity but also about personal growth and fulfillment. So, if you're aspiring to become a millionaire, it's not about emulating their lifestyle, but adopting their mindset. It's about being disciplined, strategic, and patient. It's about making wise decisions, not just in terms of your finances, but also in terms of your personal development. Remember, a millionaire's mindset values long-term success over short-term gains. Many of us believe that millionaires inherit their wealth. Is that the truth? Well, let's dive into it. There's a concept in The Millionaire Next Door known as the heir effect. It's a fascinating idea that challenges our common perceptions about wealth accumulation. Dr. Stanley's research indicates that a significant number of millionaires did not reach their financial status through a hefty inheritance. In fact, many of these affluent individuals have crafted their fortunes from the ground up. So, how do they do it? Let's consider the story of Mr. Richards, a millionaire from the heartland of America. He didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his mouth. Instead, he started his journey by saving his earnings from a newspaper route when he was just a teenager. Over the years, he invested wisely and consistently, and today, his net worth is well into the 7 figures. Then there's Miss Johnson, a self-made millionaire from the West Coast. She began her career as a schoolteacher, but always had an entrepreneurial spirit. She started a tutoring business that blossomed into a nationwide education franchise. Her wealth wasn't inherited. It was earned through determination, hard work, and financial discipline. Such stories are common among the millionaires interviewed by Stanley. The patterns are clear. These individuals prioritize savings, live below their means, and invest thoughtfully. They understand the power of compound interest and the importance of long-term financial planning. But perhaps most importantly, they have a unique mindset. They're not focused on short-term gains or extravagant lifestyles. Instead, they're committed to building lasting wealth and financial security. They understand that the journey to wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about making careful, strategic decisions, and it's about having the discipline to stick to those decisions, even when the going gets tough. So, the next time you imagine a millionaire, remember Mr. Richards and Miss Johnson. Remember that wealth often comes not from inheritance but from discipline, determination, and wise financial choices. Wealth, it seems, is less about inheritance and more about discipline and wise choices. So how can you adopt the millionaire's financial habits? Let's delve into the practical advice provided in Stanley's enlightening work, The Millionaire Next Door. Firstly, consider the art of living below your means. It's a simple idea, yet many find it challenging to implement. It's not about deprivation, but rather about making conscious choices. It's choosing to drive a reliable car instead of the latest luxury model, or opting for a comfortable home that meets your needs, rather than an opulent mansion. By avoiding unnecessary expenses, you allow your wealth to accumulate over time. Next, let's talk about savings. Stanley underscores the importance of making savings a priority. Regardless of your income level, consistently setting aside a part of your earnings is crucial. Think about it like this. It's not about how much you earn, but how much you keep. So aim to save at least 15% of your net income each year. It's a habit that could compound into substantial wealth over time. Now, onto investing wisely. The successful millionaires Stanley interviewed tend to avoid excessive risks. They understand that a slow and steady approach often wins the race in the realm of investments. Diversifying investments is also a key strategy. It spreads the risk and increases the potential for steady growth. Remember, it's not about getting rich quick, but about getting rich sure. Lastly, steer clear of unnecessary debt. It's like a hole in your wallet, slowly draining away your hard-earned money. High-interest debt can be particularly damaging. The millionaires in Stanley's study strive to live without such burdens, and it pays off. In essence, these practical tips are about cultivating a mindset of financial discipline and long-term thinking. It's about making choices today that your future self will thank you for. It's not about outward displays of wealth, but the quiet accumulation of sustainable riches. So start today. Live frugally, save diligently, invest wisely, and avoid debt. Implementing these habits could set you on the path to financial success. So what have we learned about the millionaire next door? Well, it turns out that the typical millionaire might not be as flashy as we'd often imagined. Rather than cruising in luxury cars or adorning designer labels, they're more likely to lead frugal lives, always seeking ways to save. They've understood that wealth isn't about the outward spectacle, but about the value accumulated in their bank accounts and investments. These millionaires defy the stereotypes, proving that wealth isn't always synonymous with an extravagant lifestyle. Instead, they've acquired their fortunes through consistent saving, judicious investments, and prudent financial management over time. They've shown us that you don't need to earn an extraordinary annual income to become a millionaire. What matters more is what you do with what you earn. We've also explored the concept of the heir effect, and discovered that many millionaires have built their wealth from scratch, without the benefit of substantial inheritances. This suggests that wealth isn't just handed down from generation to generation, but can be created through financial discipline and wise life choices. Moreover, we've gleaned some practical advice on managing personal finances. First, living below one's means is a common practice among millionaires. By avoiding unnecessary expenses and focusing on saving, they've been able to accumulate wealth over time. Second, prioritizing savings is crucial. No matter how much you earn, it's important to set aside a portion of your income for savings, ideally at least 15% each year. Third, investing wisely is key. By avoiding excessive risks, adopting a long-term investment strategy, and diversifying investments, millionaires mitigate risks and grow their wealth. Finally, successful millionaires understand the importance of avoiding unnecessary debt, particularly high-interest debt that can erode personal finances over time. In essence, The Millionaire Next Door has shattered our preconceptions about wealth and offered an enlightening perspective on the financial habits of millionaires. It has shown us that with the right mindset and financial habits, anyone can improve their economic situation. Remember, the millionaire next door could be you. It's all about the choices you make.